right. Coming back at you again. First and foremost, want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakwadash. Second, want to give double honor to the apostles of GMS that will of well. Peace, blessings, salutations for the hopeful elect out there, to the Aquaf tuning in. And peace, blessings, I said it's Salaki. Shaquaka Rav, GMS Virginia. Coming back at you again. More dirty little secrets. Just doing a little, how you say, thing on this book here. Tying it all back in with the scriptures. As the title, it says, he always lies and never has kept his promise. But you got to realize Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has never basically lied to us. Going into the first 5 books of Moses, and how Salaki, how Salaki, going too fast. Well, as Yahweh spoke to Moses and foretold what would eventually happen to the children of Israel, and then eventually the redemption of Israel, Salaki. Let me get this real quick, Jeremiah, before I go in. I believe it's 31. Bear with me 1 moment. All right, so Jeremiah 31 and 31. I'm going to start at. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. And when he's going to officially put the law, statutes, commandments in our inward parts, and we're going to be perfect. But as of now, we're in captivity, being brought back to Yahweh through Yahushua. So he's creating and molding and mortifying, how you say, this body to be fruit. What's the word? Fruit or body worthy of deliverance, repentance. Verse 32. Need some damn water. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. So even though we broke the covenant, Yahweh never broke his end or broke his agreement. Us as a nation, a 12 tribes, we broke the covenant on our end. And this is why, we are in captivity today. Like the scripture says, confusion of faces, because we don't know who we are. So-called Latinos, Hispanic, Native Americans, they have many names. They go by different names, different ideologies, and different nationalities. Our people don't know who we are. Verse 33, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their tent, in their hearts, Salaki, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord. And this is the hope that we hope for. But they shall all know me. Going into Romans 11 chapter, because we understand eventually all Israel the elect is going to be saved, and eventually all of Israel will be saved. From the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord, for I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. Verse 35, the point, thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon, and the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. And every day we wake up, we see the sun and we see the moon at night, and we see the formation of the stars. Thus said the Lord, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundation of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, said the Lord. And remember, it is a nation out there, which is the so-called white man, which is trying to push forth his bounds, his boundary, which he will not be able to, do so. So this is what we hope for, the restoration of Israel, ultimately going to Isaiah, the second chapter as well. So going into this book here, more Edomite lies and more Edomite promises that was never kept. Because contrary to our people not knowing, a lot of our people, wanted to fight for our freedom. Let me see some. Slacky. I'm gonna go right in. So this is page 144. I guess. Dirty Little Secrets, page 144. So it says, although the black race was itself enslaved, free blacks fought and died to help America's white colonists win their freedom. Peter Salem of Framingham, Massachusetts, along with several other free black men, were among the Minutemen who launched the Revolutionary War at the Concord Bridge in April 1775. A couple of months later, in June, at Bunker Hill, Peter Salem fired the fatal shot that killed the British commander, Major Pitcairn. Salem continued his efforts to free the nation from British rule, fighting in the battles of Saratoga and Stony Point. Free blacks joined the revolutionary struggle to seek dual freedoms, first for the new nation, then for themselves and other members of the black race. They hoped that helping the white colonists win their freedom from British economic bondage would translate into freedom for the black race. They helped to win America's independence, but black freedom did not come with the victory. So again, as we always have done, trying to join forces with the Edomites and try to help everybody, because even to this day, we trying to build the kingdom. We trying to build this house. What do you have? What do you have our people trying to do? Save Esau. And I'm not even gonna talk about the other nation, because at deep down inside, Jake really don't give a damn about those other nations. Their main concern is their massa, the so-called white man, which they love, and that they can't unravel their minds. They can't unravel their minds about. So the next passage, it says, blacks betrayed in Revolutionary War. So it says, in November 1775, Lord Dunsmore, the British royal governor of Virginia, proclaimed that all slaves able and willing to bear arms. There's a lot of history in Virginia. Very, very much history that happened in Virginia. One thing I can say, being here in Virginia, is very mental. It's very gritty. Your mental has to be very. You have to have a strong mental to be here. A lot of racism, and I'm not saying, and I'm not taking away from any other states, but these Edomites somewhat show it. It's blatant. It's covert. You go to Charlottesville, Williamsburg, different parts in 81, and I'm talking about the mountainous areas, those rural areas. You have sundown towns out here. How you say? Basically, long story short, there's a lot of history here, and you feel it, you see it. And these Edomites, they don't want to be bothered by you Jakes. They're in their towns, and they don't want you meddling around, meddling blacks. or meddling the Hispanics around. But it says, so he said, for the British would be liberated, the free blacks who followed Dunsmore were tricked. In fact, the British treated slaves as captured property. So there you go. You had a British royal governor of Virginia sent Jake off for the British. So it says, British treated slaves as captured property, shipping a few of them to freedom in Canada, but most were reassigned into slavery in the British West Indies. Some were returned to the British colony of Sierra Leone in West Africa. A few escaped from bondage in the confusion of war and migrated to either Canada or Florida as free people. About 5,000 blacks served in the British Army and Navy in non-combat status. In the end, a British promise of freedom for all, in fact, was freedom for very few. So, again, Esau always promised our people, promises and hope, which he still does today in the form of presidency, campaigns, Democrat, Republican, aid, assistance. And this is why people ultimately depend on these Edomites to save the day. I forgot what show that is. Basically, the people depending on. I really can't think of. I can't think of the cartoon, but pretty much they depended on the people to come in to save the day. But that's Esau. I mean, that's Jake towards Esau. So just a couple of verses. Let me see. So Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Because ultimately, when our kingdom is restored, like it tells you, I believe in Daniel, the second or the seventh chapter, it tells you, our Yahushua is going to reign forever, a world without end. So our kingdom is never going to be translated over again to another nation. Once these Edomites go down, this is the last. Basically, this seals, of the book. Then everything will go back into righteousness. Everything will be restored. All the prophecies are being fulfilled in these last days, according to this book, which was written, years back. So it says, hold on. I don't want that one. So Isaiah 41:2, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee, yeah, I will help thee, yeah, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Because again, it is dangerous. And the reason why people fear the so-called white man is because, if Jake didn't bow down somewhat, hey man, it was a great slaughter. Because basically, our people, how you say, the power is in Esau's hand right now. So it says, but majority of our people, again, they don't even have the backbone to even take a stand anymore. So pretty much our people just willingly give in because what, they're ignorant. For Romans 8:24, we are saved by hope. And one thing about this truth through Yahweh Shah, restoring us back to Yahweh, we have something that we can literally hope for now, because here in America is nothing you can hope for. Everything is decay. And again, I always, every once in a while, what do you call it? Soft White Underbelly I watch, and Charlie Boy 313. Soft White Underbelly, he constantly shows the people here in America the the downside, the bad side of America, which they don't show on TV. And Charlie Boy 313 showed you the infrastructure of America, which they try not, which America tries to hide, and they always try to push this Netflix and streaming bullshit as if nothing bad is happening. And it's all and here in America, they're always celebrating, you know. And then you go around the corner or you go to certain places, you know, poverty and destruction and famine. So it says, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? Hold on real quick. But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. So even though how you say it, I'm gonna continue on. Verse 26. Matter of fact, let me do this. All right, so I'm gonna read it in GNT. I got a little tongue twister. So it's Romans 8:23. But it is not just creation alone which groans, who have the spirit as the first of Yahweh Shah's gifts, also groan within ourselves as we wait for Yahweh to make us his children and set our whole being free. Free from what? The rule in the chains of darkness, this flesh, these bodies, this captivity, etc., and deliver us into our righteousness in our homeland and our kingdom, which will be ruled by Yahweh Shah. As it says, Second Esdras, the 6th chapter, starting at the 54th verse. Verse 24, for it was by hope that we were saved, but if we see what we hope for, then it is not really hope. Yeah, because pretty much, even though we can't see it, we through the prophecies and through the scriptures and that faith we have with Yahweh Shah and seeing prophecies, basically jumping off the pages. That's why we can sit here and do these lessons. The fact that Yahweh Shah restored and let us know, is letting the world know that we are Hebrew Israelites. That's a miracle in itself, and that shows that Yahweh Shah is dealing with his people, and he never kicked them to the curb. For who of us hopes for something we see? But if we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it with patience, and that's what we had to wait for. Salaki. I'm about to wrap it up in a few. So, and this is the last one right here. Jeremiah 17:7. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord and whose hope the Lord is. Because when you go to Lamentations 4:19, it talks about, how our vain hope and hoping in people that pretty much can save us, roughly paraphrasing. And even when you go into the epistle of Jeremiah, it talks about idols and not being feared, being scared of those idols, basically making you go into them, etc. Same thing what Esau does, which is with his witchcraft and sorcery. He allures our people. He have them basically friends with this world, and Jake has lost themselves. But I'm gonna go and wrap it up. For those who are edified with that, and say shalom.